Mission trips aren't a new thing at Community Presbyterian Church in Clarendon Hills. Their summer mission caravans have been taking place for generations and are practically a rite of passage for the church's youth. To learn more, let's welcome Deb Helms, Director of Youth Ministries at Community Presbyterian. We also welcome Jack Glenn, a sophomore at Hinsdale Central High School, and Rebecca Bernacki, a senior at Hinsdale Central. Thanks to all of you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Deb, tell us a little bit about the history of the caravans.
They started actually before I was in high school, doing more of a traditional building trip kind of caravan. I went when I was in high school. Things kind of went on and off until 1993 when I started work. The only mission trip we offered was a trip to Camp Courageous of Iowa, which is a camp for special needs individuals. There were 3 girls and 2 adults that went on that trip. And since then, we've just been building more and more every year.
Continuing the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack and Rebecca, what got you involved in taking these trips with the church?
I think the thing that got me involved is, well, it started with my family. I have 2 older sisters who started the tradition of going on these mission trips, and I kind of wanted to be involved with something like that, and I thought it was cool. I've been on Camp Courageous working with special needs kids, and I've heard fabulous things about it. So, I mean, I needed to try it out myself, and I absolutely loved it.
Well, good. And how about you, Rebecca?
My first caravan was to West Virginia, one of the building caravans. I kind of just went because I've heard great things from my cousins about it, because they went through the youth group. Other than that, I don't know, I was just an awkward freshman, and I was like, I'm going to branch out and try a caravan. So
a way to get involved. Good. Mm-hmm. Deb, it sounds like there must be value in this, that the church has continued it for so many years. What do you think is making it continue on?
I think for a lot of reasons. I think the church deeply values the youth's growth and really see that that's a place where they can grow. And also that they learn a heart for mission and a heart for other people. And I think that's really the biggest reason why the church is so supportive.
Okay. And then could you say a little bit more about the church and mission and why it's important to the church to do mission work?
Yeah, because it's Christ's call for us, you know, to go out and make disciples, but more than that, just to be Christ's hands and feet in the world and be of service. And we find that the more you give, the more you receive, and so it's just a never-ending circle of giving and receiving and love, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
It sounds like it. Jack, do you have any good stories from memories from either kind of trip that you've taken?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite story is getting there.
Okay.
And I remember walking in and I was scared because it was my first ever mission trip, and there were seniors and juniors who were on there who were trying to help me out, and just seeing my first camper walk in the door, and someone told me, oh, go take him to this cabin, and I'm like, I don't know where that is. I need help. And it was a lot for me to handle. But what I learned was day by day, I'm more and more comfortable working with these kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not a newbie anymore?
Not a newbie anymore.
Okay.
No.
And how about you, Rebecca?
I'll go from West Virginia. We were building a porch for this man named Mr. Compton, and he was really generous. He gave us Pepsi because we looked like we were really hot in the heat. And above all, it was really cool to get to know him and to know his story, because in West Virginia there was this big mining accident, and his son was involved in it. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool and sad to learn about his experience with that, but also build him a porch. And that was the first work site I was on, and I got to finish it and stand on a porch that I had helped build, and it was really cool to see that.
Yeah, that's a pretty amazing feeling. Did you know construction work before you went on this trip?
Not really, a little bit, because my dad's a carpenter, but other than that, I just knew how to kind of use a drill, or not really, a hammer.
But the porch stood, you were able to stand on it. Okay, very good. Deb, what can you say about the connections made between the youth and the adult chaperones on these trips?
We depend on that as something that's really important. Many of our during the school year leaders also lead on the Mission Caravans, and it's a great way for relationships to form and to deepen, and we truly become family for each other, which is really important. Many of my adults that go were kids when they were in high school going on caravans, and now are back as adults, and that is both gratifying and makes me feel really old all at the same time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What do you think about the connections you build with the other youth on the trip? I don't know if they're kids you already know or people that sign up just for the mission trips.
I think it's fantastic. I think my connection with the adults, my mom went on one, so that's great to have. But also branching out and just spending a week learning. There is a lot of time to learn about the adults and learn about like what they do, and I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Okay, great. Would you add anything to that, Rebecca?
As well as like the adults getting really close with them, you are on a work site with them a lot, and on CC2 this year I was actually partners with Jack's mom.
Okay.
And so it was really nice getting close to her and building a relationship with her, as well as after my freshman year, I got really close with a bunch of the upperclassmen because I was one of 3 freshmen on that caravan.
Oh, brave, good.
So it was just, it all just spiraled from there. I wanted to get more involved in the youth group, more involved in the church, and
That's a good entry point
Yes.
for a new community. So what's it like living together with a whole bunch of teenagers?
It's interesting. We stay in a basement,
Okay.
and we set up our cots, and we kind of just we only sleep there. All our time is devoted to our campers, and we try and focus on our campers as much as we can. We have an hour of free time a day where we kind of just go down there, we play card games, and kind of like get to know other people from our church more. But it's crazy down there in that basement, but it's great. It's not something I would change. I like it.
Okay.
Speaking for West Virginia, there are, I think, 4 or 5 rooms that we stay in in West Virginia.
And are they in a church or in houses? Or?
They're in the manse.
In a manse,
Okay.
yeah.
There's 2 rooms of 4 people and 2 rooms of 4 girls, and about 10 people, would you say, or 10 girls in another, and 2 rooms for the guys.
Sounds like chaos, yes?
And it's all like, I found clothes in other rooms that I wasn't actually in and then we hang our towels out to dry outside, and then someone took my towel, and then Virginia, you're in bunk beds, and I hit my head multiple times. And
Okay. Well, that sounds like bonding.
yes.
Deb, do you know what the church has planned for next summer?
Yes, actually, we're going back to all of the places that we went. We've been doing that for about 6 years, I think, going to the same places. At this point, we have relationships with the people who work there, and it's just been, it's good. In Virginia, we help set up a health fair that serves 3,000 people over a 3-day period. So we're doing setup for chairs and tents and cleaning things and, anything they need doing. And at this point, they've come to depend on us so much that I would feel really badly about not going.
About not going to those places.
Yeah.
Well, that's really neat that you have a relationship like that. Mm-hmm. Now, for Jack and Rebecca, I'm curious if you think these adventures have changed your thinking about God, changed your faith, raised new questions.
Absolutely. You become a lot closer to God going on these trips, and you feel God working in your life, and you see God working in your campers' lives every day.
It's so easy to see God in nature for me, and to see all the mountains when we go to Virginia and West Virginia, and to just see the fog, and then the fog rise in the morning. It's just
the physical space is different. Thank you so much, Deb, Jack, and Rebecca, for being here today. I'm Polly Toner for Different Drummers and the Greater Chicago Broadcast Ministries. Keep the faith.